Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we wonder aloud if Whiskeys of the Year list have been played out. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Agley, along with our special guests, Jeff Andruzzi, Jim Gokin, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey!
Hey-oh, so Whiskey of the Year list. Here we are. We're February now, but, in December, these things are going hot and heavy. And everyone's got one. So we'll talk about that, what our thoughts are on those. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
Okay, so I'm a fan of museums, like any museum for any reason, but I do like them for famous people. So if you are ever famous enough to have a museum in your honor,
okay,
what items, your personal items, would you like to be in this museum?
These glasses, I think, would be a good thing for the museum.
Yep.
Steve has such an iconic look. It's going to be glasses and a hat and Tommy Bahama for sure.
Yeah, there'd be a whole
Your
Tommy
headphones
Bahama
got to be there, Steve.
gallery. Yeah. So that would be there. The mic, my famous Blue Yeti mic, would be nice. What else? What else kind of stuff? My fork, probably.
The fork has to go for sure.
No, they want the fork. They'd have to, I don't know. I would donate the fork to the museum. What else?
For me, it's going to be my shirts, because 90% of my shirts for the last 30 years have said Otter Tail on them somewhere.
Okay.
Whether it's a polo shirt or it's a button-down Oxford, it just logo. I go to the company store and buy a lot of shirts.
Okay.
It's what you wear daily, so it's you. Yeah, that should be in the museum.
What about some of your barbecue equipment? Your spatula or something?
It might be my chicken tongs.
Okay, your chicken tongs.
Raw chicken tongs.
Careful.
Yes, if I look back and if my grandkids were picking, certainly would be.
That's exactly it. Yes.
It's an audio.
Yeah, put the headphones on and listen to the
certainly
Jeff with his chicken tongs
and his barbecue sauce.
It's gonna be my barbecue pits that my grandkids. They even draw pictures at school of Grandpa with his cooker.
Okay.
Coker, cooker. Cooker. They wrote, but that'd be
Not cocker, but cooker.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, cooker.
Be very, very careful, kids.
Yeah. Okay.
Spelling's important.
All right. So that'd be a couple things from us. What about you, Swyatt? The hair? Just have
the hair.
The hair. Yeah.
Yes, the hair. I have quite a set of hair on the top of my head. I have a nice collection of multiple hats, of different types of baseball. I'm a big baseball hat guy, so that type of style. a lot of memories from trips and things like that. You can basically go through my whole entire life with the hats that I have. You can tell exactly where I was at, what meant the most to me to buy something like that.
Sure.
The kids would probably throw bourbon related stuff. I've got a lot of antiques, things like that I've collected over the years with that, along with my tin signs and barrel heads in the garage. The only place that I can decorate is my garage, and I fight to the death on that one. So I put whatever sign I want up wherever I want it. And then I'd probably say, lastly, I'd probably say a number of the tools that I have, that working on cars, working on the house, things like that. Yep.
Working on the general.
So. Yep. My favorite
loop is 12 pillows.
Yes, throw pillows.
This is the throw pillow room.
Especially couch pillows, because they do provide proper angles for certain activities. I was laughing. I'll give you this story. So it's funny, in Key West last year, people were like, "Oh, hey, the slides are here. Oh, we were just about to leave. Thank God you're here." I'm like, "Sorry, we were exercising." And it took some people a little bit of time to figure out what that meant. And, and it was nice because we had some good solid pillows there that housekeeping liked to replenish for us every day. So that was good. But yes, pillows are definitely going to have to be there.
Yeah,
pillows are a solid part of that man's life. They should be
I do have some favorites. Yes,
okay.
The Liberator.
The Liberator.
Yep.
McNew, how about you? What would be in your museum?
I think fake eyelashes and fake hair got to go in.
Yeah, fake hair.
For sure.
Things you've retrieved from your cleavage. It's
yes.
A box of stuff.
It's a whole glass exhibit. Things you've retrieved. Yeah, egg, pennies.
I think you could do a whole wall of things I have pulled out of my cleavage. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. It's probably all food. Snacks. We'll have a snack wall. Great.
Snack wall. Yeah. Cheeto. Look at this Cheeto.
What about your shillelagh? Your shillelagh's got to be there.
That would be in there. Yeah, that could work. I do have one. Yes.
That came out of the Labor Day show.
Got it right here.
That was the oddest goddamn thing, because Wes mentions a shillelagh, and McNew's like, "I got one," and we're like, "Oh, what are the chances of that?" And then she reaches over to her right. It's like right there. What the fuck?
You got to have it handy, Steve. You never know when the mood's going to strike you.
My neighbor does renovations, and he found it in a wall at a house he was renovating. He's like, "You're Irish. Do you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Of course.
Of course I do. So we have a
Like a collection of 4th of July pictures. We could have a full display.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yeah. 4th of
July.
July.
Just those things.
Just let the 4th of July through the years. It can be like a whole
montage.
Yeah.
Jeff from Iowa wouldn't be able to go into that museum. Though, that's for sure.
Jeff can't go in.
No.
He can't go in there.
He's not allowed. He's banned, actually.
Well, your 1,000 episode podcast barrel plaque would need to be there.
Yeah,
that's an important thing.
1,000 shows going in there for sure.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with McNew.
I'm going back to this larceny bottle.
No shit. No.
Look, all my shit is in boxes. I bought 2 bottles. I'm sorry.
God damn. All right. Gokin, you're next.
I've got the Raged Branch from the ABV Barrel Shop. This is a double oaked weeded bourbon coming in at 124.54, and it has Werther's in it.
Of course. Okay.
I expect so much from that.
Yeah. Yeah, we heard it, but McNew's got it. Rattle. I've got Cherry Bomb, 120 proof. One of our all-time greats, I think. The Cherry Bomb is definitely a favorite for sure. So let's see what we got here. All base. Not going to catch McNew with that. All right, Jeff from Iowa, you're next.
Close. I have some Bear Wallow Liar's Bench, the single barrel straight rye from the ABV Barrel Shop.
No, nothing there. Nothing there.
Oh my God! It has been a cannon every time tonight. I got to figure something out.
You got to work on your microphone setting.
Yeah,
for sure.
Welcome to my world.
Something happened.
Reach out to Renee House.
Welcome to performance issues.
Yeah.
I got performance issues.
Yeah, Renee.
That's a good bottle, Jeff.
Yeah. All right, Swyatt, your last but not least, McNew has the lead.
I have a bottle of Widow Jane Decadence. This is from 2020, so this is a wicker bottle of Decadence, which also has maple syrup in it. So,
No.
Nope.
Barely audible. Not enough. McNew wins. Cheers.
Salute, McNew.
Salute.
Cheers.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about these whiskey lists. Are they played out? Are they done? Are they finished? We'll get to that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
It's JP Knobloch. I have nice hair on the ABV Bourbon Daily Show.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're discussing our whiskey list of the year played out.
Yes. Are they played out? I mean, I've been doing one since 2017, and I've kind of lost a little bit of passion for it because there's so many people. There's 1,000 bourbon podcasts now. We were like number 2 and number 3 when we started doing the podcast, and now there's probably, like I said, 1,000 bourbon podcasts, and now there's like 1,000 lists of. And this touches on everybody. It's not just the podcasters. It's the people that consider themselves influencers and people who are bloggers, every social form of media or just general, fans of bourbon or whatever, all are creating these lists. And at some point, is it just white noise where it doesn't even matter anymore? So where are you guys at on this? I'm considering dropping it, even though I've always enjoyed doing it and the distilleries seem to like winning it. But it's just, I'm kind of over it a little bit.
I think it depends on who it comes from. I like your list, Steve, because I like you. But if it's somebody that I don't give a shit about, I really don't care what their top whiskeys are, to be fair.
That's good.
Yeah, I think they're I don't know that they're just not realistic. I mean, there's so many things that are on people's top list that it's like, okay, great, but you're never ever going to find that.
Right.
So how can it be a top whiskey, especially the ones that put them out as the best best buy? You know, it's a best buy to get Eagle Rare. Well, great. If you were able to buy Eagle Rare at $35 for retail, it is a great buy.
Right.
But at $100, which is what you're going to have to pay to get it somewhere, it's not a great buy. It's not good whiskey at $100, in my opinion.
I think of like the Forbes list, like we shit on Forbes a lot because they deserve it. And if Forbes put out my top whiskeys of the year, I'm not even going to read that list because it's going to be something ridiculous. Like you said, Eagle Rare for $100. That's not a top whiskey. That's not a great deal. No, not even going to waste my time with it. But Steve's going to put out a list that's like, hey, this is a great barrel pick. This is a great craft distiller. This is great. This is new. You can't, you don't even have to fight in the line to get it. Those are the kind of lists I want to read. I don't want to be like, hi, this is so allocated and you'll never see it.
Right.
It's my top whiskey. Did you even get it? Did you even try it? Or do you just think it should be on a list?
Yeah. Yeah. What are you trying to do with this? Just
promote
yourself or?
That's exactly. It's shameless self-promotion. But you should feel shame for that because it's a shitty list.
Yeah.
There's way too many. And especially if you go looking, you can find them casually. But what happens and what I keep seeing is these lists are so biased. It's could be paid advertising. You don't know what the criteria is. And I'm gonna divert just a little bit because I'm into cigars. You might know this. And everyone has a cigar list too.
Mm-hmm.
And every group, every podcast, every magazine, and they really don't have defined, or the criteria is non-existent. Cigar aficionado, you'd think, okay, these guys know what they're talking about. It's highly anticipated, and it is the most universally slammed list that comes out.
Really?
By anybody that knows what they're doing, because every year it's the same companies. The cigars aren't even new, and they don't even. So all these other groups is putting a certain brand up there at the top. It is highly recognized. They've never been on Cigar Aficionado's list, so it tells me it's skewed, it's biased, it's a shitty list. So
how many years has Oliva Melanio V won?
Exactly.
It's always
it's going to be one of their top three. I'm gonna just divert or just stay on this just for a second. So there's a company called Half Wheel, and they do a podcast. They do a lot of blogging and writing. They have their own list, but they do what's called the consensus. And they go out and they look, and they don't look at retailer lists because those are always skewed to what retailers sell, but they'll look at all these different groups and they'll come up with the consensus list that says, okay, of all the people that are making lists, here's what rose to the top. And it shows, and it's so different than what Cigar Aficionado puts out there. So it's a concept, but goddamn, there's so many lists. And if you don't know what the list is based on, what the heck?
Yeah.
Throw it away. Don't, like McNew said, don't even bother.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeff, what do you think about this? This is going to go off topic here, but this is what we do. Next year in Key West, we have the ability to take a cigar rolling class. And I'm going to take that class. I don't smoke cigars, but I'm going to make a cigar, and then I'm going to send it to you for one of your monthly reviews, and you can rate me and see how I did. It'll be the most rare cigar in the world. It's one of one.
Fun.
It's one of one. I will tell you exactly what I think of it.
That'll be good.
And when I got my care package from Lenny tonight with his Deer Hammer cigar in there, what I'm going to do in one of my columns is I'm going to go get some more of these. Neely has the cigars. Gurkha makes them. It's a brand. I'm going to go out and try to find more of these, and I'm just going to do a comparison of all the ones that distilleries have paired with. So, but Steve, you send me that one. I would love to do a rolling class someday. I'll do that.
Yeah, it sounds fun. I like learning about the process and things. And even though I'm not a cigar fan, I have great respect for it. And yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun to be with a group doing it. So yeah,
It'll be neat. And I've told you this before. There's so many overlaps with the whiskey industry, the bourbon industry. There's so many overlaps. I just find it so fun to just dive into those. So.
Yeah. And I may get into it, and I don't 100% hate cigars. I don't know. I usually hate like the next day. It's like
it's not for everyone. But I found you get over that. If you started smoking regularly, and I'm 1 to 5 a day.
Yeah.
And that stuff goes away.
All right. Well, my plan is though, no matter what, even if I smoke a cigar there, I'll just buy one from them of theirs, and I want the one I make. I want to send to Jeff for a professional opinion. So it'll be fun.
Give you an opinion. I do some blind cigar reviews for another company. So part of a group that does those. So I know a little bit about it.
All right.
My work had a big conference in Florida. They used to have it every year, and I would go down there to do support for it. And one of the years they had a cigar roller in there, and you could just go stand in line, and they would make you a cigar.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it was cool to watch.
Yeah,
the craftsmanship on it part is really
the craftsmanship is awesome. And you guys know that if you're sitting home sipping whiskey. That's one thing. Your memories of what you are drinking, what you're smoking, are all about the atmosphere that you're on. So something might be, that was the best whiskey I ever had because you were in just the spot where it was awesome. If you had that 3 years later sitting home alone, you're thinking, did I really like this before?
Right.
Same thing with cigars. It's all about your frame of mind and all that. So,
Jeff,
like a Jim, cigar, the experience you had is real.
I like the experience. I think they're good and they taste good, but the next day,
that's what I'd say. Yeah.
My mouth feels so dirty.
It feels like I got to shave my tongue.
You need to have a routine post cigar. First one is you get yourself, when you go to the dentist the next time, ask for a tongue scraper. That's number one.
It doesn't help.
It does. That's number one. There's a certain way you would mouthwash and toothbrush and everything. There's a process you can finally get to that cleans that up. I don't wake up with any of that anymore. And I don't smoke a ton of cigars, but I enjoy cigars.
I don't either, Tim. And Smart Mouth. Go get a bottle of Smart Mouth mouthwash. Mm-hmm. It's two things that mix in the little shot glass that comes with it, and it helps.
You guys found the thing, because I don't smoke cigarettes or anything else, but I'm I like a cigar. I want to smoke a cigar, but the next morning I'm the regret is here.
That's the problem.
The regret is here.
Half the problem is when you have that type of experience like that, you're pulling too hard on the cigar. It is not a race to enjoy that cigar. It's a puff. And then every now and then, Jeff, I don't know if you have this trick too as well, but after about 2 or 3 puffs out of the cigar, I'll exhale through the cigar to blow the smoke out of the tube.
Because
you don't want that smoke sitting in there, so it cleans up the tobacco going forward. So there's a process to that too as well.
You can have a very clean finish with a cigar. I know we're talking whiskey tonight, but it's very common, and
it's no different than you the whiskey's too hot. Well, you took too much whiskey in your mouth.
No.
Yeah. Learn how to chew. Learn how to
learn how to
taste,
take your time.
Swirl it around, take your time. Yeah.
These whiskey lists, Steve.
Yes.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't want to see them anymore. I'm going to make my own whiskey list, but it is nice hearing what people have to say about some of this stuff, because it's nice seeing. What I do enjoy more importantly is seeing some of our friends of the program get on some of these whiskey lists, because if they are hitting some of these whiskey lists, it means that they're getting traction in other places and it's good for the brand, good for our friends of the program, and the folks that are making good whiskey that we know that are out there. At least they're getting their due and they're getting their reach. So I don't mind seeing some of that stuff. That's one of the unintended, I think, positives of some of this, when you start seeing some of our folks that are not necessarily as well known across the large publications, but they're starting to get picked up on certain things, which is always good to see. But then that means bad for us, because the secret's out and have a hard time getting their product. But again, good for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's a nature of the beast, what we have. And put it this way, I guess no press is bad press. If that's what they're going to have, if you listen to what you believe in, if you believe that person's credibility of what they really think you have, know what you like. And Steve, I think you put out there on the Bourbon Sasquatch channel, how do you taste whiskey and what you think? At the end of it, I think it was the hint of, was it mid-spring or late fall pear is what you found in one of the whiskeys. And at the end of the day, it goes back down to Mr. Bill, who's a friend of this program, is I like it or I don't like it.
I like it. I like it or don't.
Yeah.
That's
the important thing. Yeah.
Yep. Doesn't matter. All that other stuff is bullshit. It's all marketing notes and hints of somebody that they think they have, that they think they remember from those chemical compounds, which is fun. It's a fun part of this whole thing, but don't get too over anxious on any of this stuff. And don't get caught in buying and overpaying for whiskey that just doesn't feel right in your taste. You're like, well, how does this person think this was number 1 or number 3 or something like that? And it's all in the eye of the beholder.
Or I have to like this because it's number 1 on these 3 lists.
I love that one. You hit it, Jim. I love that one. I have to like
it.
To be like,
exactly. What am I doing wrong here?
Or this influencer, and they said this was their number 1 this year. You don't have to rush out and buy it just because that's their number 1. Don't do that. You don't have to do that.
Let's know how much they got paid for that.
Yeah.
Don't do anything influencers say. That's a good start. Ignore them.
You're my influencer.
Unfollow.
And I'm going larceny all the way.
There you go. It was an influencer. There you go. Yeah. No.
From day 1.
No. By default, some people like McNew and others are influencers, but that's not what they're out seeking to do, and I'm fine with that approach.
I never attempted to be an influencer, but if people are influenced by me, like, you should probably question your life choices.
All right. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Jim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Gokin.
All right. Jeff.
Mostly you can find me in my cigar shack, sipping top 10 whiskeys and smoking a top 10 cigar from somebody's list. But mostly you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Cigar Dojo, Jeff and Dreezy, 2 I's and 2 Z's.
All right. Tim.
You can find the Swy Top 10 Whiskeys of 2024 on Instagram at SwyGuy2112, or taste through a various different host of whiskey producers and distillers with our YouTube channel at Our Flagship Whiskey. Come join us.
All right, McNew.
You can find me with 0 influence at McNew ABV on Instagram.
You can find me hating all influencers at abvnetwork.com. Steve Akeley on all of your socials. And come by and see us at the ABV Barrel Shop, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See you, everyone.
Adios.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.